A disagreement over the existence of heaven and hell leads to a shooting in Florida. Florida's first dog water park and full liquor bar is opening. A Florida woman had to be pulled from a storm drain for the third time in 2 years. A Florida man stopped traffic with his World War I missile. And a Florida man was injured when an iguana fell on his face during yoga class. These are the weird stories for Friday. And as you can imagine, they're all from Florida. Because on Friday, we only do weird news from Florida on Weird AF News, which I'm happy and proud to say is the only daily weird news podcast in the galaxy. I'm Jonesy. Let's do it. A disagreement over the existence of heaven and hell leads to a shooting in Florida. I love it when you find Florida men who are philosophers arguing about the big picture. Is there a heaven? Is there a hell? These are philosophers in Florida. Usually they philosophize about other things, such as, can you get a gator high on crack? These guys are like, hey man, the big picture, heaven and hell, let's talk about it. This event took place in Jacksonville, Florida. Details have been released following a shooting in the neighborhood called Woodstock. The Jacksonville Sheriff's Office says patrol officers were dispatched to Melson Avenue regarding a person who was shot. They conducted investigations which revealed that the victim and the suspect, Keyshawn Neesmith, became involved in an argument after a funeral for a family member. Are they in the same family, all of these people? The police say the dispute was regarding heaven and hell, which, understandably could be a discussion you have at a funeral, talking about where your relative will be going after passing. A lot of people believe that they're going to meet their family in heaven at some point. I find that to be weird. I honestly don't want to see people that I was hanging out with on earth in heaven. I want to be around better people than that, cooler people. I want to hang out with Jack Kerouac and Elvis, people like that. Richard Pryor, oh, that'd be amazing. George Carlin, those are the people I want to hang out. I don't want to see my cousin in heaven. No, a couple of my cousins are cool. All right, let's get into the story. Too much personal stuff I'm sharing. They say the suspect stated he did not believe in God. Okay, so Keyshawn does not believe in God. And the victim he shot is a pastor who I assume believes in God and heaven and hell. The pastor, it says here, was trying to witness to him. I don't know what that means. Trying to show him proof of heaven and hell? Trying to shove the Bible in his face? I don't know what witness to him means. But Keyshawn didn't like that. Police say the victim and the suspect are also second cousins, so the pastor and Keyshawn are cousins. At the last check, the victim was undergoing surgery for the gunshot wound. Oh, I hope he's okay, this pastor. The Keyshawn, Florida man, was charged with attempted murder, use of a firearm during a felony, and carrying a concealed firearm. Use of a firearm during a felony. What about during a funeral? That's pretty serious. Well, whether they're pontificating about the existence of heaven or hell or how much meth is left in the pipe, it seems to me like all Floridaman arguments end with a gunshot. Yay! Florida's first dog water park and full liquor bar is opening in St. Petersburg. Wow, Florida man rocks sometimes. You got dogs, you got water parks, you got liquor. Sounds like a good time. I can't wait for all the news that's going to come out of this place. I mean, you're asking for trouble when you're serving dogs liquor, in my opinion. Hey. Okay, so get your dog wet and your martini dry. This place is called Mutts and Martinis. It's a new dog water park and bar opening this spring, offering playtime for dogs and dog parents alike. This massive facility in Grand Central has been under construction for some time now, and signage just went up touting a spring opening for this unique concept. Ownership is calling Mutts and Martinis, quote, Florida's first dog water park and full liquor bar. I'm seeing a lot of pet-friendly bars these days. I've even seen, on 2 occasions, a dog at a comedy show. So that's happening. At first, I was a little skeptical about that. I thought the dogs might create an interruption or a distraction, but at least on those 2 occasions, it seemed to be fine. This particular establishment has 2 large rooms offering plenty of activities. There's an outdoor pool area with obstacles and toys, as well as some seating areas. Oasis Pavers and Pools is leading design and construction on the dog pool as the celebrated local company turns its talents to canine structures. Their pool design will give dogs an easy spot to cool off and play in the water. I don't see a slide, though. You got to give the dogs a slide. They love to slide into the pools. Mutts and Martinis is being opened by the same minds behind the two Love My Dog resorts in St. Petersburg. These are upscale doggy daycares and boarding facilities, and they also own a Love My Dog grooming and boutique. And this new addition to the neighborhood sounds nice. I mean, it's a good place for a first doggy date. You know, maybe you meet another dog owner and you guys go there, and, you know, it's something about the smell of dog piss on a warm summer night while you're sipping on some Cabernet, you know. Of course, this could totally go south. I can just imagine it, at least in Florida, just drunk dog owners not even paying attention to their dogs. It's going to be a lot of loud hip-hop and people yelling, "Whose dog is this? Come on now!" A Florida woman was pulled from a storm drain for the third time in 2 years. This lady again. I've covered her already twice, ending up in storm drains, this poor lady. She was pulled from a storm drain for the third time in just 2 years on Wednesday. This is in Delray Beach, Florida. So she's still living her pipe dream, it seems. Delray Beach police say they responded to a call of someone possibly in distress while swimming in a canal near Lindell Boulevard. When the officers asked if the woman needed any help, police say she ignored them and then climbed into a storm drain pipe. Does she need help? Does she not need help? She's trying to escape from something. Maybe she's still looking for her cat. I mean, I don't know. This just could be a lady that lost her cat 3 years ago or whatever. Just still looking for it. All right, okay. So she refused to come out of the storm drain pipe. She refused to listen to the police. She began crawling farther and farther into the pipe, according to the officers. The firefighters were finally able to contain the woman between two sections of pipe. These fire rescue heroes and special ops team members used a ladder and rescue harness to get her out of the pipe. The woman has been identified as Lindsay Kennedy. She appeared to have some minor injuries. She was taken to a hospital for evaluation. Police say Kennedy was also rescued from a storm drain in March 2021. Kennedy was reported missing by her boyfriend in March 2021. 20 days later, the fire rescue crews found her stuck in a storm drain. I covered that. At that time, she had told officials that she entered the drain system after swimming in a canal, but later got lost and wandered through the tunnel for weeks. What's she doing swimming in a canal in Florida? I mean, aren't those like alligator infested? It seems dangerous from the get-go. And I can't help but wonder, how did she survive for weeks in these tunnels, man? I don't think we want to know what she was eating. Now, 2 months after that March incident, it was reported that police in Texas found her in a storm drain in Grand Prairie as well. So she doesn't just stick to the Florida drain pipes. She's very open to other drain pipes. She doesn't discriminate. She's a very woke drain pipe explorer, I would say. Now, of course, I joke about such things and such people, but at the end of the day, this woman is suffering from something, some sort of, I assume, mental disorder. She needs a lot of help, man. And I hope she gets the help. I hope her family can get her help. I mean, I have to say that. It's a very serious situation, not to just laugh and make fun of this woman. You know, it's very concerning behavior, obviously, and it eventually could lead to her drowning or her death or being just devoured by an alligator in Florida. I want my nose wet, so wet. I want my nose wet, so wet. A Florida man stops traffic with a World War I missile. A Florida man who attempted to sell a World War I anti-ship round at a pawn shop stopped traffic when authorities were called to the scene. According to the Northport Police Department, a man attempted to sell this antique missile at a pawn shop where the man was told that the item could be dangerous. It could be. How'd you like to be that pawnbroker? Dude brings a giant, I'm looking at a photo of it, it's huge. He brings a missile to your pawn shop. The guy puts his glasses on. Oh, let me see here. You know what? I think this item could be dangerous. Yeah, missiles usually are, my friend. The man then called the police. The Northport Police Department said it was alerted to the potentially dangerous item at 3 p.m. on Tuesday. There was chaos as a result of this. The resulting chaos actually created hours of traffic jams when the northbound 41 traffic had to be rerouted so that the U.S. Air Force could arrive at the scene and safely inspect the, quote, suspicious item, the suspicious missile. The Air Force had to come. They stopped traffic. Oh, what a scene. Unbelievable, because of some dummy. Explosive experts with the police department and the MacDill Air Force Base responded and took possession of the missile without incident, thankfully. I mean, I wouldn't say it's without incident. Sounds like the traffic was a situation. That's an incident when you have to reroute all this traffic because of an explosive device in the area. That's an incident. The device turned out to be a World War I anti-ship personnel round, which had never been fired, according to the military and the police. I don't know where you get a hold of such things, but people are finding them. I mean, I covered a story where a man had one lodged in his rectum and went to the hospital. They had to block the traffic for that, too, and evacuate. Where are these people getting these World War I and World War II missiles? And then how do they not know that these things are like weapons of war? They're just like, I don't know what this is. Seems like a really cool paperweight. Let me bring it to the pawn shop, see what I can get. Better yet, let me put some butter on the tip of it and see if it'll fit into my groin and rectum area. Like, this is ridiculous. You like podcasts? You're listening to my podcast. Maybe you thought to yourself, I'd like to make a podcast. Too difficult. No, not with Anchor. Anchor has free creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast from your phone or your computer. Anchor distributes your podcast to Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, and more. They have advertising integration, so you can even make a little money off your podcast. Everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. And good luck with your podcast. Good luck with your creation. Good luck with your life, man. Yay! A Florida man was injured during a yoga class when an iguana fell on his face. This is the best title of all. The Florida man was bruised and bleeding on the face after an iguana fell right on his face during Saturday's yoga class in Miami. Instructor Anna Margaret Sanchez was teaching a free community class at Miami's Legion Park in the city's Upper East Side neighborhood. Sanchez teaches these free community classes. How nice of her. A Florida person giving back. She also live streams these classes on Instagram so that people at home can also take part. You know, maybe you can't make it to the park or you live in a different neighborhood. You can't get there. Maybe you just don't want to be doing yoga in a place where random reptiles could just land on your face. That's important when you're doing your downward dog. You don't want a yoga landing on your butt, a lizard or an iguana landing on your butt or down your shirt. I mean, I'd imagine they could really claw up some of those expensive Lululemon yoga pants. You don't want to mix the claws of iguanas with your nice Lululemon attire, I'd imagine. Now, Anna Margaret Sanchez, the yoga teacher, told the Miami media that their class was held on a really beautiful day that day. They conducted their normal exercises for about 47 minutes, but the class had to be cut short when two iguanas, who onlookers say were likely having a territorial dispute in the oak trees above, started to create a ruckus. Amid their fight, one of the lizards either fell or was pushed straight onto one of the yogis below. Sanchez was recorded saying during the live stream, "Guys, I think we're going to close the class. I'm going to take care of someone who just got an iguana dropped onto his face." That's the quote. The injured yogi was identified as Michael. Oh, poor Michael. He's just trying to get his stretch on. The injured yogi was embarrassed because of the incident. He told the media that he didn't want to be known as, quote, the guy whose face was used as an iguana landing pad. Yeah, that's right. He's only giving his first name. He doesn't want to be known as the guy whose face was used as an iguana landing pad, or like a wrestling mat that the other iguana was slamming the iguana on. He recalled the moment he got hit by the giant lizard, telling the media, Well, I didn't see it coming. It felt like a sandbag hit me in the face. The first thing that went through my head was it must have been a coconut. But, I looked around, there's no coconut trees, and then I thought maybe the guy next to me punched me. But, I mean, we're in a yoga class. People usually don't punch people. It's so calm and peaceful. I'm thinking, why would a guy punch me in a yoga class? The yoga teacher Sanchez says that iguanas are very common in that area. They hang out in the trees above. Sanchez described one of the iguana in particular as, quote, the king of that frickin' park. So you got a big one there. Iguana usually weigh between 20 and 30 pounds. And if you're falling from a branch that's like 25, 30 feet in the air, it can leave you pretty injured. In fact, Michael was left with a swollen eye and a bleeding nose and lip. Nearby paramedics conducted a quick checkup on Michael and offered to take him to the hospital, but he declined. Sanchez and Michael enjoyed an, quote, anti-inflammatory tea as they waited for Michael's wife to pick him up. Some people have described this incident as a sign of good luck, and they've urged Michael to buy a lottery ticket, but Michael doesn't see it as luck. He says, well, it's kind of scary if you believe that kind of thing. Out of 150 people in the class, I just want to know, man, why me? Why me? But I'll put it this way. I don't think having iguanas fall on your face is good luck. I'm thinking maybe iguanas should be shot on sight, is what I'm thinking. That's the actual quote. He's like, no, I don't think it's good luck. I think we should shoot these damn things. They're a nuisance. Oh, I just love it. Of all the things you have to worry about in Florida, just slipping into drain pipes and just customers rolling up on you with a World War I missile and don't know what it is. Now you have iguanas falling from the sky, landing on your face while you're trying to exercise. Yay, Florida, sign me up. And we did it, guys. We made it through another episode of Florida Friday. I gave you an extra fifth story in there along with the song parody. Just trying to lead you into the weekend on a happy note. I want to thank everyone who sent me Florida articles over the last 48 hours. You can always email me things to funnyjones@gmail.com, or you can submit them through my website, weirdafnews.com as well. I want to give thanks and praise to a new patron. Fritz Bonzo has joined the Patreon. I got the email this morning early. I was very pleased to see Fritz Bonzo join the Patreon. Fritz Bonzo, that might be the coolest name of anyone that's joined the Patreon. That's a pretty cool name, man. I would love to know what Fritz Bonzo does. With a name like that, you got to be doing something cool in life, I'd imagine. Well, anyways, Fritz, please enjoy the extra content in the Patreon. I posted a lot of very cool videos in there this week. If you'd like to peruse, there's endless content in there, extra content that you get to enjoy. And you also get that great feeling knowing that you're supporting a one-man show inside a closet. That's right. That's what we do here at Weird AF News. We record inside a closet, just me and the rats. Yeah. Anyways, I want to thank everyone who's reached out to me last couple of days in general just to say what's up. I love hearing from my listeners. You can always call the show 646-450-2012. And if you want to support the show, please subscribe. Tell a friend about it, maybe. And if you want to support with a little bit of cash, there is the website weirdafnews.com where you can buy me a coffee or join the Patreon as well. It's pretty easy. Well, anyways, I hope you guys are having a great weekend, or you had one, or you're about to have one, and I'll see you on Monday, my friends. Have fun.